Dak wasn't asked to do a whole lot last night in the rain as the Cowboys embarrassed the Giants 40-0. 13 of 24 for 143 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions after he, of course, led the league in that department last season. This, of course, was the first night Mike McCarthy called plays for Dak, who said it went great. So, Keyshawn, give Dak a letter grade for his opening night performance.
Look, Skip, I'm going to take everything into consideration.
Okay.
Weather, on the road, Sunday night football, 40-point blowout, defense playing crazy. I'm taking everything into consideration.
Defense playing crazy.
Drops, a couple balls got away from him because it's wet. So when you look at him being 13-24, it's really, in my eyes, it's really not 13-24.
Okay, I agree.
It's better.
Yep.
0 interceptions is key. So
yeah,
for
Richard
me,
is not buying
I'm
it.
going to give him an A. That's the way I'm looking at it. Because I'm looking at it differently than everybody else. Everybody else is looking at the statistics.
Somebody is laughing at you.
I'm not, but Sherm looking at statistics. I'm looking at getting out of there with a W and not doing anything that made me go, oh, my God, why would you ever do that, Dak? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. You gotta.
I mean, they went up 16-0.
We don't need to throw 50 times
with the defense.
Why do we need to do
right
that?
away, you're
I need a
going to become a more run-dominant
moment
offense.
In time to
get
us on the bus
burn
into
as
the
much clock as
plane
you can.
with a W. That's all I need.
You're not going to go out there and throw 3 and out and waste 30, 40 seconds of the clock.
I mean, to A, I would have been okay with a B-, you know, say he didn't do great, he didn't do bad. Maybe B-, C. I'm at C+. I'll say C+. He didn't throw an interception, but he also didn't throw a touchdown. He really didn't have an effect on the game in general.
Yeah.
It was need to or not need to.
Sherm, he had an effect on the game because he didn't trick the game off.
I hear you.
If they were down the whole game, he would have been throwing a ton more.
Tua threw for 466. Regardless of
it was a shootout.
You're an NFL quarterback. You're expected to produce regardless of the situation. So you're saying if the game's not on the line, he's not going to produce. If the game's out of hand, he's just going to take it easy and just throw whatever. Like, no.
Who you got you must have somebody in fantasy football because right now I can't.
Fantasy football.
I can't.
So it's fantasy football to expect your quarterback to throw a touchdown in a game.
He didn't need to
throw a touchdown. He didn't
need to.
I'm just saying, in order for me to give him an A, he got to at least throw a touchdown. Come on.
I'm with Sherm in this regard. This certainly is not.
Yeah, maybe not an A, maybe a B+.
Because
he just did what he had to do.
It's not an A. Sherm, I'm going to give him a C+ also.
Yeah.
Well, because first of all, he only threw 443 yards.
But that's not on him.
I understand.
I'm shocked by
I see their points. I see both points here.
That's a good, fair grade. We're going to need that to make some plays. Now, I would even give him a higher grade if I had seen some spectacular throws.
He didn't need to.
They were up 16. I see Key's point because they were up 16-0. Like they're not going to try anything downfield that could potentially be picked off and returned. They're not going to try anything dangerous. They're up 16-0. They're going to run the ball so they can waste some clock. I mean, Tony Pollard was running all over them.
Just let me see
a great touchdowns.
Let me see a touchdown.
So you didn't like the throw on the sideline to CeeDee Lamb? You didn't like that one?
No, he slowed down. CeeDee Lamb had to slow down. If
because the defender was in front of him.
I understand that. So it wasn't a perfect throw. And we didn't get to the end zone. A C+ is good. Leave some meat on the bone for Dak to keep eating.
But we talking about a 40-0 victory. We're not talking about next week or the week after.
Yeah, but how many points are those from the offense?
To me, I'm taking that all day long because, again.
Oh, you'll take it.
Because, again.
Dak didn't play bad. He played exactly how he had to play. I think I'd give him a B.
You watch the game and you see all that stuff. Wait, no, I ain't setting you up.
It's the setup.
No, I'm not.
Not an A, though, because like an A, you would think the quarterback had some serious impact on the game winning.
And you say, well, you don't need
that game was over in the first quarter.
But playmaker, hold on. Before I throw it to Skip. No, but Skip, as I've always said, Mike McCarthy decided to dial it back. All we need you to do is do this, and this. We're not asking you to push the ball down the field.
Sure, 2 more games like that, everybody's going to say, man.
He's got the analysis right. He's got the grade wrong.
But that's okay. But we're not.
See what I'm saying?
If you get
so we can't say that.
If you winning 35, if you winning 35-10, and you winning 28-0. and you win
It didn't stop Brock Purdy from throwing 2 touchdowns.
Then y'all
It
gonna
didn't
say,
stop Brock Purdy. Just because he's winning doesn't mean it's a good performance by him.
Brock Purdy had.
So if he's an A, I can't imagine what.
It was 0-0 when they scored their first touchdown to Ayuk, and then it was what 10-0 for the second touchdown. It wasn't like it was 16-0 after the defense scored 2 touchdowns. Like,
Keyshawn Johnson has delivered wisdom to the middle of this table.
I tried to.
I agree.
I tried.
I agree. I'm going A-, because
A-, okay.
my number 1 tight end, Jake Ferguson, dropped 2 balls that
Okay,
he should have
so
caught.
what would that be if he didn't drop the 2? What would he be? 24? He would be 15 or 24.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you can, playmaker.
Okay, and Michael, if I can be an objective Cowboy fan,
Right.
I'm a little concerned about the tight end core because it's like the quarterback cliche about if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none.
Yeah.
If you have 4 tight ends, you have none. And that's kind of how we are right now because we lost Dalton Schultz and the kid that I banged the table for them to draft out of Utah, that Dalton Kincaid that Buffalo stole. He is. You're going to see him on the big stage tonight. I wanted him, and we took Mozzie Smith because he was gone. But the point is, Mozzie Smith didn't even start last night, which is a little concerning to me. He hasn't exactly taken over as the anchor of the defensive line just yet. But again,
But you saw that defensive line. It's going to take something to get in, to break in that lineup.
Hey,
and to break in that line.
Listen, all I know is if your quarterback can be the quarterback of a 40-0 game in the rain and ball and protect the football all night long, you didn't fumble it, you didn't throw it to them.
That's the first thing I started off saying is let's look at everything. Let's not just look at the fantasy football statistics. Let's look at everything. It's in a pouring down rain.
Yeah.
And your defense is playing fire with their hair.
So Deshaun Watson played in the pouring down rain. You give him an A because this team won 24-3 against a team that was just in the AFC Championship.
Did he?
So that's a A.
He did not turn the football.
He
turned the football over. He turned the football over.
Okay, so he turned the football over, so he might get an A-. Might get an A-.
Again, that's not like you're taking the whole scope of it. It's hard to argue with somebody who's going to give an A for 143 yards and the same A for a dude who threw for 466 and 3 touchdowns.
I said A- because of the turnover. I said A- because of the turnover.
If Dak's performance and Tua's performance are equal, then I can't discuss this. Because I'm
you either playing, you messing around with some fantasy football stuff.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real stuff, not numbers. I'm talking about a guy who's very efficient at what we wanted to do.
Right, but
he wasn't efficient.
A grade requires some of what we saw Tua do. Tua made perfect throws in crucial moments to win games.
But Dak didn't have to.
Dak didn't have to,
I gotta
but
see some of that.
that's why he doesn't get an A.
I'm
He
so
didn't
glad
have to.
you wasn't my teacher.
Just handing
It's a B. He did exactly what he had to do with what he was presented.
A lot of stuff.
Yes, and trust me.
Tua had to go above and beyond to win the game, and they did.
Hey, Tua hit on 3rd and 10. Tua hit on 3rd and 20. Tua hit on 3rd and goal to Tyreek. Touchdown, long ball.
Tua could have had 4 interceptions yesterday. Probably should have had. Which brings us to tonight's game.
Should have, would have, could have.
Does Aaron Rodgers?
Samuel is one of the most versatile playmakers, best middle linebacker in football right now, one of the best safeties in football, and the reigning defensive player of the year. Let's not get silly. They have 2 linebackers on their team that would start on Dallas right now and make you guys a better team. So what I'm saying to you, Skip, is I hear you. Dallas's defense is unbelievable. They will give San Francisco a run for their money all season long, about 1-2 because of Dan Quinn and because of that talent. But offensively,
I mean,
it
was 16-0 last night because of them.
Richard, I'm here to tell you, I picked this team to go 13-4 because this is going to be a revenge.
Cowboys defense scored more points than a lot of teams did
yesterday. Aaron Rodgers for the first time. That's a week from yesterday at Jerry World at 4:25 Eastern when the Jets visit Jerry World. They will get even with Philadelphia. I think they're going to beat them twice because they're better on both sides of the ball than Philadelphia. And in the end, they will get even with San Francisco. They might not win the game at San Francisco in the regular season, but when it counts, I think San Francisco will have to come to Jerry World for the NFC Championship game, and we will get our revenge.
But that's the cool thing, Skip. I got evidence of them going to Jerry's World and putting them out. I got evidence of y'all going to San Francisco and getting sent home. So, I mean, I hear the potential there, Skip, but I just live in reality, baby.
It's a new year of reality. Enough Cowboys for the moment. Up next, we got to talk Packers.